Bonsai! Good morning, grinders, C3, cobras, Miyagi-Dos, and eagle fangs. Hurrah! Special shout out to Squad 4 this morning. That was my squad in Taekwondo camp. I know I say karate camp a lot, but that's incorrect. I don't mean to be disrespectful. It's just easier to say karate camp. Anyway, that was last week. It was a lot of fun, and I wanted to share. I earned a new belt. Now, I think this is either deputy black belt or the first step of recommended. I'm a little confused on it because the kids told me multiple times that you make sure you have the black side up, because otherwise it means you want your red belt back, and this one has a black stripe in the middle. So the good news is you're never going to wear it upside down. That's a plus. The downside is there's always going to be red on top. So I don't know. Maybe there's another one you get along the way. Not real sure. Not focused on that. I'm focused on the next step, and that is I have more testing coming up in, I think, a week from Thursday, and means I got to practice that form a little bit more. But one other thing, that little tape on the end there, I got a leadership stripe, and I was really excited about that. Made me feel a little bit like Mr. Bean, or for the younger people, Wayne and Garth, wanting to go around going. But that's prideful, so avoid that. Anyway, had a lot of fun. It's encouraging to be around that much energy and eagerness for a while. To get out of the adult world, those kids are just so full of life. It was a very special time. But we can't dwell on it. We got to keep moving forward. And I'm changing things up a little bit. I am not actually doing a strict devotional this morning. I want to talk about the same thing my personal pastor talked about yesterday. In July, he always reviews movies, and it's Finding God in Movies is, I think, what he calls the series. But he did a movie called Greater, which is on Netflix. Anybody can see it anytime they want. And it's about a rather large, husky kid who he has a goal from an early age to play for the University of Arkansas, be a Razorback. And he does great in high school, but he doesn't quite have the size to be in Division I football. I have seen some of these Division I football players up close, and them some big old boys, let me tell you. He wasn't quite there. So he puts on a lot of weight and goes on as a walk-on. And the gist of the story is, it is his work ethic, his never quit spirit. He eventually gets a scholarship as a walk-on, which is pretty impressive. And the way they tell the story, it was him that turned the Arkansas program around. They play in the SEC, and if you know anything about college football, it is a very tough conference. Most of our national champions come from there. Once in a while you'll get a Notre Dame that squeaks in, or an Ohio State that is way overranked. Sorry, Buckeyes. Generally you are. SEC is the power conference of college football. Arkansas is not one of the power teams in that conference. They're one of the logs that gets run through the buzzsaw most of the time. But they had a great season, his senior season with them, and they attributed it to his work ethic. And if you've ever been in a physical group project, you know that when one person starts really busting their bum, working hard, fast, and really putting it to it, it makes everybody else around him work harder. And I think the same is true in this case. I know in his book, Scott Sigler, he has his main character started leading his team that way, really putting them through the paces, and it pays off in the end. But it's not just his work ethic, it is his faith, and God is always first in his life. And what I was most impressed with in the movie, because there's some bad things that happen. I'm not going to spoil it. I don't want to give any secrets away in case somebody does watch it. But there is a negative aspect to this movie. And there is a character in there that is sort of harassing one of the other main characters. And sort of like the devil. You could say he's the devil's advocate in the way he's putting things, saying things, the thoughts he's attempting to plant in someone's mind. So this movie is really making you think, and it's asking the questions and making the accusations that we all deal with in our lifetime. So on that note, I would highly recommend this movie. For the most part, it is a great feel-good movie. And that, to me, is a benefit. I like my spooky movies, I do. But they're not uplifting. This movie is uplifting. It is 2 hours long, like 2 hours and 10 minutes. So make sure you got a chunk of time when you can sit down and watch it. But I highly recommend it. And I think you're not only going to feel good after watching this movie, but you're going to come away with a good message. And that is, put your faith first. And all other things follow from that. So, that being said, I'm going to go ahead and walk for a few more minutes here. Then we're going down in the dojo because we've got to work on our kicks. Our jumping hook kick is atrocious. And we're not going to get that fixed today, but we need to work on it. You know, there are some limitations I'm going to have simply because of my age. But that doesn't mean I can't try and improve on them, and I'm going to. My roundhouses could be better. In the current form we're doing, there's a double roundhouse kick. And my kicks look like a happy salmon flapping his tail. Gotta get that better. So, anyway, that's what we're doing for today. So there will be a little bit of time where I show you stuff down in the dojo. Then we're getting back in the gym and we are pumping some iron today. Or some magnetic cordage. We'll go with that. So, bonsai. See you in a few. Bonsai. Welcome to part 2. Here, and I will speed this up so you don't have to deal with all of it. We're just going to do some morning kicks. Trying to get the legs stretched out a little bit. We've already done a little marching in place, trying to get the legs up as high as possible, stretched out. It's like I said, we got to get the kicks better. And I will speed this up so you don't have to suffer through all of it. Alexa, play some Bon Jovi. Alright, and here I am again doing some more voiceover. And yeah, I just wanted to start off and do some front kicks. And I do the very first set with my shoes on, then I decided, ooh, since I'm kicking the pad, I probably ought to take my shoes off, you know. So you'll see me do that in a few seconds here. And then I did it in the bare feet. What I'm doing here is 30 seconds on each leg. And I'm just trying some of the different kicks. I did not record the roundhouses because I did those here in a little bit, but I'm telling Alexa to give me a 30-second timer. And I'm just trying to stretch the leg out and get used to hitting the pad. And as you can see here, my targeting is all over the place. But that's okay. Just trying to get the body used to doing some more kicks. And here I'm trying to figure out, well, how do I do a side kick? So I want to focus on the form a little more. I still don't like the smoothness of this. You know, I can get it out there, and it doesn't even look like I'm looking at the target. Believe it or not, I am peeking through the corner of my eye. But this is how rough it is. It's difficult to try even get it lined up, keep the balance. So, trying to make it smooth. At least I am bringing my knee up. That's one good thing. So, and you think 30 seconds isn't much of anything, but I'm telling you, by the time I got done with this, I had worked up quite the sweat. So, maybe this is what I've been missing in my training program. Now, when we spar, one of my favorite kicks to do are the crescent kicks. I just like it. One, I can get my foot up pretty high, and I don't feel like it leaves me as open. You know, you'd have to get a front kick in there pretty quick, otherwise my leg's going to hit your leg. I feel like it's a defensive offensive kick, if that makes any sense. And here with my left, I'm not even hitting the target much. But the idea is just to get used to swinging the foot. I like coming from the outside in on this one. So that's about all I have for now. There'll be a little bit more after this, and we'll see you in a minute. Bonsai! Welcome back, Grinders, C3, Cobras, Miyagi-Dos, and Eagle Fangs. Rah! Woo! We're up to the third and final set. I gotta tell you, I'm winded already. Doing those kicks added a little extra, and I'm pretty sweaty. But I'm not going to do a lot of yakking. We're going to pop the buds in. We got some Disturbed playing. We're going to knock out this third set. So let's get to it and commence to grinding. Bonsai! Alright, I have really sped this up just so the overall video is not that long. Same basic workout, 6 moves. Doing 12, 10, and 8 on each side, or each exercise. Starting with the Bulgarian squats here, and go into incline chest press. We got some PRs today. We added some weights here and there, which isn't bad since we didn't do weightlifting on Wednesday and Friday of last week. I could tell I'd been off. I lost a little bit, and like I said, by the end of this, I was really sweaty. Now these are the hip thrust, and for some reason, I didn't have the camera lined up, but once you start, you know, I can't stop it to move the camera. So, just a few seconds there where you can't quite tell what's going on. And unfortunately, there's going to be a bit of a crotch shot here in a little bit when I move the camera again. But anyway, it is what it is. So these are the lat pull downs, you know, one of my favorite exercises. And oddly enough, I forgot bicep curls because I was getting ready to go down and do push-ups, and I thought, oh no! And that's where the unfortunate shot comes in. Move the camera again, and we'll be doing our bicep curls here. Getting a good pump, I'll say that. You can see the sweat. So it was a good workout. I wish it was this fast in reality, but it is what it is. So that's the workout for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back on Wednesday. Bonsai. Alrighty. Bonsai, and we're back. I'm tapped out, let me tell you. Okay. 10,541 pounds. We got 73 workouts. Strength score stayed the same. 943,000 pounds. We got 57,000 pounds to a million. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, that's all I got for today. I'm wiped. Here's your flex. Hogan it. Woo! I have no energy left. Bonsai. We'll see you on Wednesday.